there. So we wanted to bring back books again to talk about because of the fear that or I don't know about fear, but the awareness of, uh-oh, is Bard going to go away on us? And if it did, what could we use to listen to books? And so we're revisiting books, and please, anybody that has any suggestions of what different ways that they listen to books, please, bring that up and share. I'm going to start with John because
just real quick,
yes,
if I
please.
could. So as Bevy said, this came about because of the potential loss of the funding for BARD, which they did lose. A federal judge issued an injunction and restored the funding temporarily. So the funding isn't permanently secured. So keep an eye on the newsletter and all of your other groups that you belong to, and lobby Congress to keep funding the National Library Service.
Great. Thank you, Bob. I didn't know that.
I had a question. This is Elizabeth. Does anyone, I know Melanie Jones uses the app where you go to the library and you can download the books. Does anyone know?
Yes, we're going to have that information. Elizabeth, if you could wait just a minute. John is going to share first because he is the lucky one that gets to go to the dentist today.
I do get to go to the dentist today, and fortunately, I think it's just going to be a cleaning. So I'm hoping that they don't find anything wrong.
I know, right? I know that.
If there is anything wrong, I'm not currently aware of it, fortunately. So
yeah.
I hope they don't find anything. So Bevy asked me to talk about a couple of resources, and two actually. And the first one I'm just going to kind of mention. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, and I'll explain why in just a second. There is an organization that started out in the late 1940s, and at that time it was called Recording for the Blind. And many of you may remember this organization. A lot of us who were going to school in the 70s and 80s and beyond used this organization to get our books for school. They are a nonprofit, and they have recording studios around the country that are staffed by volunteer readers. And when I was going to high school and college, the organization was focused primarily on recording books that people were using in school. So they would record textbooks, they would record supplementary material that was being used in classes of all different subjects. And so when I was in college, if I had a book which I needed to read, and it wasn't currently in their library, the procedure was that I would purchase 2 copies of the book, 2 print copies, and I would send them to Recording for the Blind's recording studio, which was here in Palo Alto. It was the closest one to us. And what they would do is they would record these books, volunteers would record them, and they were putting them on 4-track cassettes that were recorded at slow speed, 15/16 inches per second. And these were 4-track tapes, and they were tone indexed. So they tone indexed, as I recall, each page with a single beep, and I believe that the beginning of chapters were tagged with a double beep. So the problem, of course, was that a lot of times these recording studios had more requests than they had volunteers to fill, and so they would record books as they were able to. And sometimes, as a student, they might have just finished recording chapter 3, but the class is already reading chapter 5. And so there were times when it was a little iffy as far as being able to get the book recorded in time for your class. And so that was a bit of a difficult situation from time to time. This organization went through a couple of name changes. They became Recording for the Blind and Dyslexic, and they are now called Learning Ally. That's Learning ALLY. Their website is learningally.org. They do have a smartphone app that you can install. And you can, if you search for Learning Ally in the App Store or the App Store, you'll find it. This is an organization that there's a yearly subscription. They really have, if you go to their website, I was on their website this morning. They do not have the word blind anywhere on the front page of their website. They now say that they're an organization for people with dyslexia and reading disabilities. The website is not as straightforward to navigate as you might like with a screen reader. The phone app works a little better, but this is a resource that, quite honestly, I personally have not used in many years, just because I've been able to find the books that I want to read elsewhere. And I don't find the service real easy to use these days. So it's one that you can check out and go look at, but I don't know that you'll use it a whole lot. Getting to the second one that I would like to talk about, this is going to be probably more fun and interesting. And the library that I want to talk about next is Bookshare. Many of you have heard of Bookshare. You may be users of it already. Bookshare.org is the website. It is run by a company called Benetech, which is a nonprofit organization that was started here in Palo Alto. The Bookshare library currently has, last I checked, 1.3 million books in it. Maximum zero. Which is amazing. I mean, it's just an incredible number. The way the Bookshare system works is you download the books from their library, and you can either do this on your computer, or there are Bookshare apps built into many of the current audio players, including the Victor Stream, the Sense player from Selvis BLV, which used to be Hims. The new Orbit player from Orbit Research has a Bookshare app built into it. And there are apps for Bookshare for the iPhone and also for Android phones. And there are also apps built into to the popular note takers, including the Braille Sense from Selvis and the Humanware products, Braille products are able to access Bookshare. So it's available on just about all of the modern devices that we use, in addition to being able to use reading software on your computer. If you are a student of any kind, the Bookshare service is free. If you are not a student, I believe the current cost for Bookshare is $79 a year subscription, and that gives you unlimited access. So you can download and read as many books as you like. When you download the books, you can download them as DAISY text. You can download them as translated Braille, BRF files. You can also download them as audio files. and they are available to be read in just about any technology that you want to use in order to read the books. So that's the most extensive library that we have access to. I can't remember what the number of books are that are currently in the NLS catalog, the Bard catalog, but it's a smaller number than Bookshare. And Bookshare is just a really nice it's a really nice service because you can download the books in all of these different formats. So that's sort of a high level overview. If people have any questions about that, please feel free to ask.
Would like to add one thing. I signed up with Bookshare a long time ago through Vista Center. And so because of that, always learning, I have never had to pay, it used to be $50 a year. So I, I'm throwing this at Melanie that she probably she might not know about, but Anna that used to
It's 11:15.
Sorry.
Anna that had Melanie's job, Melanie now has her job, would sign a lot of us up for Bookshare. So maybe Melanie, could you check into that? And
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, and then
So are you saying that it's $50 if we go through Vista?
no, I'm saying it's free if you go through Vista.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good to know. And it's also like what do you call digital voices. So they're not like Bard is with,
Narrated.
Yeah, they're not. They don't.
narrated. Thank you.
They don't have live readers, but they do. Bookshare does give you the option now of downloading the books in audio format, and the audio that is used is a very high quality speech synthesizer. I'm not sure which one it is, but it some people feel that that it almost sounds like a human reading the book.
Wow, that's good. Thank you.
And John, they used to have a reputation of mostly being textbooks that they had, and I know that's changed over the years. Can you enlighten us anything about that?
They are concentrating on textbooks because they've gotten some nice grant funding from the Department of Education in order to support that. But they really have books in all categories imaginable. They get a lot of the latest bestsellers. They get books on just about every subject imaginable, because over the last 15 years or so, Bookshare has been around, by the way, since 2000. And over the last 15 years or so, they have established a relationship with many of the large and small publishing companies. And many of these companies will send electronic files of the books that they publish directly to Bookshare. So a lot of the books that Bookshare is actually, I would say, from what I understand, the majority of the books that Bookshare is putting into their library are files that come directly from publishers now, which is really nice because it allows them to get books into the library much more quickly.
That's great. Thank you, John. Is there any
Sure.
other questions?
Yeah, for the Learning Ally, is that also available on Android or just iOS?
I believe there's an Android app, Andrea, but you'll have to check. I don't have an Android phone myself, and I should have looked, but I didn't think to do that. I'm pretty sure they have an Android app.
Okay, just wondering. Thank you. I'm taking
Sure.
some notes down for Roberto. So,
I have a question.
Of course you do.
Hi, this is Pat.
What are
Pat, I'm sorry.
okay?
Yes, go ahead.
What are the emails again for those two Learning Ally and Bookshare again?
Okay. The websites are learningally.org. That's learning, ALLY.org. And Bookshare is bookshare.org. So Bookshare written all as one word, BOOKSHARE.org.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
These notes out. Yeah, okay, yeah.
These notes, as every single month, will be on our website, and because it'll be video, it's being videoed, so yeah, so
Okay.
you
It
can
goes
listen.
YouTube, yeah.
Goes on YouTube too?
Yes.
Oh, it's on YouTube too.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube, and then I'll send a follow-up email with all the different apps and websites we talked about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Pat again.
Hi, Pat again.
I do believe, but I'm not absolutely positive, but I believe if you belong to Hadley, you can get Bookshare free.
That is correct.
If you belong to what?
Hadley,
Oh, oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, I belong to Hadley. I did not know that. Yay, thanks for sharing that.
That's something new that they came out with. They made the announcement in the fall.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful.
HADLEY,
Institute, Hadley Institute.
Hadley.
Thank you for sharing that, Pat.
That was my only contribution that I could think of.
No, you
Very
got
valuable.
lots. I know you got lots more contributions.
No,
little
I
reader
don't.
You.
I think you overestimated me.
Oh, I don't think so. You have lots of information to share.
If there's no more questions for John, is anybody who would like to share next, or have questions in general?
Bevy, this is Patty. I'm just curious. I've volunteered to talk about Bard, but I wanted to kind of get a read from the group. Is there anyone who is not on the Bard National Library Service system yet?
Me, Carol.
Okay, Carol, good. Well, you're in the right room, and I think that you'll enjoy well when Melanie and you get together and you can sign up for the Bard system. And before I go any further, also, does anybody have any questions about Bard other than its tenuous status at present?
I would like to know, I'm good. Hi, it's Terry.
Hi, Terry.
And I know how to search and download books, but beyond that, I need a little training in it. So I can do that via the group or an individual.
How do you normally download, or is it on your phone?
It's on my iPhone.
Yeah. Is there anybody who uses Bard on other than the iPhone and Victor Reader? Is there anybody who's using it on computer or looking up books or listening to books on computers? Anybody out there?
I just do it on the iPad.
Okay, iPad. I think iPad's like a giant iPhone, Pat.
Right.
A giant iPhone.
Well, I was thinking that, but I just thought, well, just in case somebody thought.
That's right, Pat. That was good.
Exactamundo. Okay. So, what I wanted to do is, since we're all kind of familiar with it, I just wanted to show you all a few ways, if those of you who do not use Victor Reader. I am not a sales representative. I just happen to use it because it's the easiest for me. But I have my Victor Reader, and let's see if you guys can hear this. I'm just going to go ahead and turn on. There's a book. Let's see what the book is. Here we go.
I myself.
20, Saturday by Ian McEwen.
That doesn't.
Patty?
Yeah, that's not loud enough. Yes.
Can I interrupt you? We
You
are
bet.
going to talk about Victor Reader next month.
You're right. Okay. Good
So
point, Bevy. Good point. All I really wanted to show is that
17.
the Victor Reader has Bard, but it also has Bookshare that you can download to it. So you can get different literally different books and different what am I trying to say? Yeah, different ways, different kinds of apps, and you can kind of store them all on this little tiny, it looks like a transistor radio. So we'll get back to that. In terms of using
Just real quick, Patrice,
Bob, please.
the California,
National Library?
yeah, the National Library, but in California, it's called something different.
Talking Books, Braille and Talking Books.
Braille and Talking Books, there you go. They offer Victor readers for free that you can, they basically loan them to you. So if you don't own one or don't want to buy your own, you can go through the Braille and Talking Book Library and you can get one through them.
Okay, I'm gonna have you guys repeat all that stuff next month.
We will. We will.
Does anybody have a Victor reader?
I do.
Yes,
You have
I
it
do.
with you?
No, I don't want to talk about it today. I want to talk
Okay.
about it next month.
Okay, I have to be here because I need.
Yeah.
There you go. You can be here, and I'll have mine, and Bob will probably have his, and
I'll have mine.
If
Yeah.
it's back from the repair center.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll have mine.
definitely have mine. But
Yeah.
anyways, can you show them on the phone how to do anything with the Bard app, Patty?
Yes.
Get books. Tab.
Let me turn up my phone so you can hear it.
Settings. Tab.
Whoa, a little too loud. These big phones can talk very, very, they have a lot of
Very
power.
bigly.
Terry, I'd be happy to walk through the app with you one-to-one, or anybody who should, I don't mean to take a job away from anyone. I'm sure also that Roberto can go through this with you.
Right.
But essentially, when you use the Bard app on your phone, in some ways it mimics other applications that are on. I'm going to speak on iOS. Sorry, I don't have an Android, so I don't know much about it. But you have tabs along the bottom of the app. My app is open now. I'm going to go.
Settings. Hey. Settings.
You all can hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's loud, man. Okay, here we go.
Settings. Settings. Audio settings. Right arrow. Button. Braille and display settings. Right arrow. Right arrow. Button.
So right now I'm in settings and I'm going to go
11:26 a.m. Status. Right arrow. Button. Audio setting. Settings.
see if I can get out of it. It was just sitting here and I probably touched it.
Right arrow. Button.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
App switcher. Bard mobile. Active.
Okay.
Close Bard mobile. Bard mobile.
I'm going to open it again.
Bard mobile. Screen recognition.
Okay.
Shelf. Select category. Patty 69. 3 of 3 Wi-Fi
Thanks.
bars. Status bar item.
That's my husband's idea of a joke. That's my route number. Sorry. Welcome to the McGinnis family household. Okay, so now I'm in the app again, and you'll hear bookshelf.
Shelf. 11 cellular. 2 of 4 bars. Patty 69.
Sorry.
3 of bookshelf.
Okay.
Cellular. 2 of 4 bars. Signal strength.
Well, I
Bookshelf.
keep hitting bookshelf, and then it does something else.
Dynamic island. Empty. Bookshelf. 11:27 a.m. Status bar item. Bookshelf.
Okay, for some reason I can't.
11:27 a.m. Status bar item. Bookshelf. Audio magazines. Button.
There we go. Sorry. It's really interesting sometimes with these phones how you can use all the tricks and the tips that I've learned to get out of the status bar, but it wasn't working then. Suddenly it did. Okay, so let me just go through here a few things so you
Audio
can.
magazines. Button.
So you have audio
Audio
magazines.
magazines. Audio magazine. Audio magazines. Button. Audio magazines. Button.
Do you want me to see if I could do it, Patty?
Audio magazine. Audio magazines.
Yeah, I don't know why this isn't working for me. Sorry, it was.
App switcher.
I'm going to turn it off.
Active. Close Bard mobile.
I don't know that you need to even hear it. Actually, what I was going to say is there are tabs at the bottom. There's Get Books, there's the bookshelf, there's Now Reading, and there are settings. And so basically, the bookshelf is kind of your what have I got going on now? What's in my bookshelf? And there are subcategories like audiobooks, audio magazines. That's what you're hearing. That's what I should have thought of. All the different things on the bookshelf that you may have put on your bookshelf. Then if you go to get books, you'll get a whole different bunch of possibilities like search, and then audio magazines again, audio books, braille books, if you have that set in your settings, or books that are most popular, books that have been put on the Bard system in the last 30 days. It'll also give you an option for your wish list so that when you find a book and you're going through the bookshelf and seeing what books are, on Bard these days, or I'm sorry, on your Get Books area, you can just hit the flick to the right and you can put it on your wish list. So when you want to read that book, all you have to do is go to the wish list and dig around and find it, and you got it. You can start playing it. Is this helpful what I'm telling you all? Does this?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is that
It's 11:30.
it's 11:30, and also
Thank you.
because I know I love to know what time it is. It's like a fetish almost. But also what you can do with the Bard app is you can also speed up the voice, slow down the voice, which is really important to, to all of us. And it's designed with us in mind. And so it works really well for us. And if I weren't, trying to demonstrate it, it would probably work absolutely fine for me. I tend to read books again on my Victor Reader because it's the easiest access and the most stable access for reading a book. Like if your finger hits something,
Oh God, yes.
like you just discovered, you can end up somewhere else. But on the Victor, it's buttons.
Yeah, and you don't drain your phone battery because
You do not drain your phone battery. And the battery, again, I'm selling Victor Reader, but the battery life on a Victor Reader is like
days.
Yeah, days, exactly, days. So at
Another
any
thing-
rate, any questions so far about the Bard mobile?
Well, you were talking about how your finger sometimes hits a button and
Mhm.
then you're absolutely in Never Never Land. How do you get back to where you were?
Just keep
Well-
looking and exploring.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times when you
Sometimes
want
there's
to
a
look,
back button.
yeah, I was looking for a back button, and with the iOS and apps, generally speaking, the back button is in the upper left-hand corner. It was not when I went to it, but generally it is there. And what I was doing to try to solve it, Terry, was I was just closing the app and reopening it. Often it'll reset the app. It wasn't resetting it. It was going back to the same place. But often if you're like, oh man, what the heck? If you
Yeah.
close the app and then reopen it, it will often refresh itself.
Okay.
So one of the things too that
Yes.
is when you are in Get Books, as you go along the top of it, there's also a place where you can go in and re-look at all the books you've already downloaded
Exactly.
and listen
Previously
to.
downloaded, it's called previously downloaded books.
Right.
Right.
And so if you want to read it again or whatever, I mean, I've got thousands because I've been with Bard for a long time. So, that part never goes away. So you get to keep those books.
And that's your Bard account. So if you are using your Victor to download books or some other, you're on the PC to download books, all that is just stored in your history. And so when you open up the Bard app, anything you read anywhere is there.
Oh, really?
So you can
Yeah.
always find it again.
Yeah.
And then I just quickly wanted to add on that on the Android, the tabs are at the top.
Thank you.
And they're organized exactly the same way as the iPhone layout, just at the top. Also for those who might have some residual vision, the buttons are really big and bright and colorful.
Mm.
Like the play button is green, and then once it's playing, the button turns red to stop it. The rest of the buttons are very bright and blue, and it's really nice. You can also change the tone of the voice, the pitch of it,
Mm-hmm.
and the speed, yeah.
Mhm.
I think that was mentioned, the speed.
Mm-hmm.
So just the pitch of it, and I think that's all I was gonna mention.
And there's also a sleep timer.
There's a sleep timer, right? I was going. There's a sleep timer, and also when you go to download a book, you can search it by the DB number. You don't just have to do like the title, because sometimes it's hard to find a specific title. Like if the title has the word novel in it, you have to put the word novel unless you know the DB number. That's how we do it with our book club. We just share the title, author, and the DB number. And so it finds it like so much faster, and you don't have to go through a huge list because it just gives you that specific book with that number. So just
Right. Yeah, we do that with our local Santa Cruz book club.
right.
We always have the DB number because the other thing, I'm amazed at how many books have the exact same title.
Title,
Is there no copyright? No, there isn't. It's amazing, so you can I have occasionally started reading a book and thinking, wait, this isn't the book we were talking about.
And maybe if somebody doesn't know about it, Patty leads a book club. And we meet on Zoom once a month. And so we have two different books that we usually read during the month. And if you don't get them read or you don't like them or whatever, you don't have to. But anyway, it's fun. And there's a few of us that have that we join together.
It is fun, and we don't there are no demerits if you didn't read the book. And if you didn't like the book, we have a spirited discussion on why you didn't like it and why we did like it, or vice versa. But there's not one single person who hasn't just rejected a book or didn't like it. And I think, again, it makes it all much more interesting.
Yeah.
Often, by the time we're through talking about it, the person who didn't like it said, I think I'm going to read this. So, but it's great because we can talk about, and I think that's the other thing about Bard, and where you read it, is that it's really important to be able to adjust the speed of the voice, the tone of the voice, because so often these books have readers who have pretty pronounced accents, and it's not necessarily, easy to understand.
Right.
And so it's the way you read one of these books, it's important that you have those options.
And in the past, the books were, like John was saying with Bookshare, the National Library Service would have somebody, sitting in a booth reading the book page by page. And so that's, you get those different narrators. For the last few years, they've been going more and more to just getting the electronic files directly from the publisher. So whoever the publisher narrator is, that's the voice that you're hearing nowadays.
Yeah, and in fact, some movie stars have read books and not fared well with our group. Tom Hanks is a particularly arguable reader, and I think we bash just about anybody. Meryl Streep, she didn't pass muster.
Tom Hanks is the one that gets it a lot.
Yeah. I'm not naming names, but I love her imitation of him.
Patty, I have a question. Under, I don't know, anyway, when you're looking for books, like, how do you delete, like, if you don't want the Braille settings on there anymore, or some availability, or if you don't want
Yeah, Pat, I think you can go into settings, and it'll say which way you want. What do you want? Do you just want audiobooks? Do you want Braille? I think you can make a selection there. And you can probably go in and uncheck Braille so that you don't have the Braille listings in there too, because that would be very, irritating if you're not interested. So
And you also need to make sure that you choose the language or languages that you want
Yeah.
books in, because it'll give you books from all across the world in different languages. And so if you only want the English ones, you got to go in there and uncheck all of the
others. But it's such a beautiful thing when one of our community members, Morris, I've got that, I'm bad with names this morning, Crystal, she was just, close to tears when she realized that she could read books in German, in her native tongue. And it just, she was just thrilled, and so I think it's great that BARD has really worked hard, or this agency has worked hard to try to get as many languages as possible. And it's pretty impressive how many languages are available.
And again, when you go into your settings and make changes in your settings, those changes hold across all listening devices.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Great.
You mean on Victor?
Yeah, the Victor would respond to however you set it up in the mobile app on your phone,
Or vice versa.
or vice versa.
Yep. Very handy. I think that, that's about the size of it. If there was someone who wanted to use computer, I tend to sometimes research on the computer in the BARD app because I'm downloading books onto a disk for a client. But that's also great news, is that Bob and I were talking about this yesterday, and there are now sort of hybrids of the old original book, where you put the disc in and then you can read, whatever books are on it on that big old machine.
The one that used to take the cassettes.
Exactly. It took cassettes. Now it takes discs. It also, now you can get it from NLS, but it has Wi-Fi, and you can download digitally to that big machine. And it's really, it has buttons. So it's easy to feel where you are, and and control it. But it also now has a possibility of just downloading books you want.
I'm also not a Victor salesperson, but I play one at Vista. As we all heard, Patrice trying to find her place on the glass screen of the phone. You don't have to worry about that with a Victor. There are hard buttons that she would have been able to just push the button and guided us right through with buttons versus being lost on a glass screen.
It's interesting because I was playing with the glass screen this morning to make sure that I remembered it, because I tend to use a different source for reading. And I have to laugh, because there you go. I would have had to fool around with it for who knows. It would eventually work. I would eventually broken it down and gotten my needs met. And that's the other thing about any of these apps that are on phones. You have to be ready to be a pioneer. You have to be ready to go in, and if you can't find it, not worry about it, just play around till you get it. And that really is the Apple way anyway. But I think it's really handy to have your phone on you and read, and I do that too. If I'm waiting, I don't want to go into REI with Eric, so I sit in the car and read my book. If I didn't bring my if I didn't bring my Victor with me, I know. What's my problem? But anyway,
a question I have about the BARD thing. What's the use of the chapter buttons? I've never used them. Does anybody use?
you can skip chapter, you can go to the next chapter, or you can go back to the previous chapter. So if you miss something, let's say, you didn't have a sleep timer and you fell asleep and you're like, what the heck? What chapter am I in? I don't know this. So you go back to the previous chapter and, okay, got it now.
Okay, what other buttons are there? I know there's some other buttons I haven't used.
There are chapter buttons, there are
Mark, is something to mark.
Bookmark.
bookmarks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really handy if you're reading a recipe book or something like that. And you can bookmark a recipe, and then
What does that mean? Tell me.
that means you actually you want to bookmark it, it will go back to that exact place.
It's
Oh.
like sticking a paper bookmark in a book.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you can just go
okay.
and grab the book and say, that's the bookmark I want. And then you're right where you left off, or I use bookmarks a lot in book club, because I'll want to refer back to a passage or something when we're talking about
Yeah,
it in book
yeah.
club. And so I'll have my Victor with me, and or I could do it on the phone, and I'll just go to the bookmarks, and it'll be right at it puts it right, where you are in the book. So it's a quick way of jumping through the book, back to where you were.
It's 11:45.
Maybe somebody can teach us how to create those bookmarks as we go.
We could definitely do a Bard mobile tips and tricks just on its own.
Maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah, let us prepare better, and someone can take lead. Someone who uses it on the phone a lot, hopefully also, or we can put our heads together, those of us who have other means. But I think that yeah, it's not. I don't want to say, oh, it's easy, because nothing is easy, really. But it becomes intuitive. You get used to expecting where something is, and it's there. They don't, it's
Yeah.
not, yeah. There are some apps like the Audible app where every time I go in, it's again, I'm now in the dark forest. I have no idea where I am, and here we go. But
Very helpful information. A lot of helpful
Oh, yeah.
information.
mhm.
And
Yeah,
it would be great to just have a board class.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to circle back to that Patty had mentioned was that in addition to being able to download books, you can download magazines.
Right.
Right.
And those are all the current editions of
Mhm.
all of the major magazines.
Really.
So
Yeah.
whether you want, National Geographic, Smithsonian, People,
Oh, the national book review.
yeah, just all of the magazines that are out there.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say all, most of the
Scientific
magazines that are out
American.
there. You can, and you don't have to have a subscription. You don't have to pay for the magazines. Those are all free through Bard.
I still go and use the Bard app on my phone. I don't listen to the books as much as I used to. I used to only listen to the books because I didn't like the speaker on the old Victor
Victor,
Reader.
yeah.
So I would only listen to books on my phone. But now the speaker on the 3 is better. So, but I do know the app pretty well,
Great.
because I still go it's easier for me to look for a book because I don't spell well on the phone than it is with the Victor Reader, because I can go to search, double tap, and then go to dictate and dictate the name of the book or the author, and then swipe over to go and hit and double tap on that, and then it gives me a list of books. And then that's how I find
Results, yeah.
that's how I find my book, and then I put it in my wish list, and that goes over to the Victor Reader too. So also,
Oh,
Makes it easier to
it does make it easier.
be able to have those books on the Victory.
Yes, exactly. It
Just-
makes it easier for me.
Mhm.
And-
Yeah.
And
think I
just
have
like searching on the internet, the more information you put in, the closer you'll get to what you're looking for.
Right.
Because, it'll come back that, there are 1,793, that
Right.
have these words in it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you just keep
Exactly.
feeding in more and more information to narrow down that search. And
Mhm.
But if you have the DB number, that's all you need. You don't need to do anything else. So
Yeah, the DB number is really handy. I was going to say too, right now um on my little Victor, I think I have 67 books. That I can just hit a button and they start playing. I don't mean to do that. I don't know how it happens. But I just, it's so easy just to download it while I'm looking through books and then I think 67, what am I doing? I can put these all on my wish list, but no, somehow I managed to download them. So
that's because you got to go one more step to put it on your wish list.
Yeah, exactly. Right underneath it.
But when you're in the list of all the books, the next button is download. And so
I know, how lazy can one
it's
one
just easy
woman
to
be?
hit that one.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
fabulous.
Here, where do you get the initial DB number from?
Yeah. And how do you?
It's right after the title.
My problem.
Well, I know, but you have to have where do you, on what?
So if you're searching on the phone or you're searching on the Victor, it will announce the DB number of the various books. So let's say you clicked on, tell me what the most recent books are. And as you're just toggling through book after book after book, in that announcement about that book, it gives you the DB number. And so you need to, remember that or note it down somewhere.
Copy and paste.
And then you can then you've got the number. That's one way, or it's in a list from somebody that's already recommending the book to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the upshot is if we have a book to recommend, try to include the DB number if we're using Bard, for instance. Because that again helps people to find it without having to guess, is this the right author?
I know you
et cetera,
may
et
be
cetera.
surprised by this, but I'm confused. When I'm looking for a book, I know the author's name
Mhm.
quite often, but beyond that, I have no other information about the book except the name of the book. So if I'm going on Bard, I'll put the author's name in
Mhm.
sometimes, because if I put the title in and it comes up with absolutely nothing, I try.
That's the way I look for them, is with the title.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So the DB number really is once you found the book, Pat. So you're right. You would be confused because we've got the cart in front of the horse here, but
Okay.
yeah, but I would say also I have a trick. I wanted a book by a woman named Kristen Wiggins, and who would think that she would spell her first name Kristan? Yeah, so I Googled it, or I think I may have even asked Gemini, "Hey, do you know this book by so and so?" Or how does she spell her name? And this is the book. And I got all the information, and could you spell that for me? And he spelled it for me. So then I could go back to wherever I'm searching, either on Victor or Bard, and I had the correct spelling of the person's name.
Yeah, on Bard, there's no leeway for misspelling.
No, you can't exactly.
But you
So
could dictate in it, again, because I'm such a horrible speller, I just dictate.
yeah.
And
that
then it
also
goes right in. They spell it right.
Exactly.
Yes, if I have the spelling right.
No,
Yeah,
you
or
don't
even
have
if
to
you
have the
don't,
spelling right.
she's
Say
saying
that again? Whoops.
You don't have to have the spelling right. You just dictate from your mouth the name of the author or the name of the book into the search engine and then hit search.
It sounds like it would be a great idea to have a session where we sit down and use Bard. Like maybe we bring our earbuds and
Yeah.
guide each
Let's
other
do that.
through it.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's do that.
I think that.
I love that idea, Andrea.
And
That's
I
a
can bring
great
my
idea.
Android and my iPhone.
Right. You can.
To have
Yeah,
an
you're
Android.
Right. We
you're a
can have that
two-fisted
too. Yeah, exactly. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So
You're
to
a
be
two-fisted
continued.
user. What can I say?
Right. Right.
And that would be a good in-person class.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
it would be.
definitely.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Patty, did you have any other things to suggest?
No, I was just thinking, when will I be done coughing up phlegm? But other than that, I really don't have anything to think about. Um, no, not for the Bard, but I will say that I I I find this very frustrating, and I'll share it, that sometimes these entities think they're helping, and they change what you're used to using. For instance, the Bard app on the computer completely changed about 5 months ago. And so I fooled around and I figured it out, but it made me angry because I liked the other way and I was used to the other way. And I'm saying this because we all need to remember that this happens and we need to roll. We don't want to we just need to roll with it, not fight it. Um, but it's a real mental discipline not to just get, pissed off and throw it across the room.
And
Oh,
if you're,
really?
Computers are heavy enough that you catch yourself. But I'm just saying that I think that's also really good to remember. And last time the app really changed, but Bob got the head of NLS for California, Mark, what's his name, and he came and did a Tech It Out. He walked us through. And, we had our own guided tour of the new Bard app, the new Bard mobile app. So at least they'll come and bail you out if they change it a lot, which is good.
and
That's all I have.
they generally don't change it a lot
Right.
compared to our other apps that we're used to changes happening all the time.
Yeah.
I thought that's
Yeah.
where Patty was going to go, was that generally, it's a long time in between updates, and in the
Absolutely.
beginning it was years in between
Yeah.
updates.
Yeah, so you could be completely entrenched.
And if you're ever talking to a college-bound student, do not recommend or tell them you don't recommend that they go into computer sciences or software or electrical engineering, because that's why we have all these updates to all of our apps, is because we're graduating way too many students. They're all trying
It's really funny,
to be the
Bob.
next Steve Jobs.
That's when you mentioned that could be
Oh man, I love it, Bob.
my son wants to develop an app that will help blind people.
Da-da.
Suggestions, throw it at him. But yeah.
So, are you still with us, Elizabeth?
Yes.
Do you want to ask are we done with Bard right now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do you want to ask your question, Elizabeth?
Oh, I was just wondering if anyone has used the library app. That my mom and I have other sighted friends who use it. But
Yes.
I know with the NFB, the National Federation, they sued because the app was not accessible with VoiceOver or Android products or JAWS. So I was just wondering if anyone used it or if it was accessible.
Bob took that book avenue.
Well, I'm curious which you're talking about. So I'm going to speak to the local Santa Cruz County Public Library Systems app. Now, that happens to be they're linked with other libraries around Northern California. So it's really the Northern California Library Systems app.
Okay,
But what you're talking about.
That's the app that they sued about 2 years ago.
Okay, well, so your local library is a wonderful source of information. They have all kinds of audio material available in the library that you can check out, whether it's music or books. They still have books on CDs. They have other little self-contained book players that you go there and you check out the book, and it comes with its own little player. And all you need to do is plug your headset into it, and you can listen to the book. It's like a little cartridge. It's kind of like the size of a big cigarette lighter. It's really tiny.
Like an old time beeper or something.
Yes, like a pager.
Yeah,
something like that.
they're small.
And so the library is very good at helping us. Every time I've gone in and asked for something or asked for help, they are so in tune with being able to help us. It's
Mhm.
really gratifying to see that they've been trained and that they take the time to help us. The other thing that they have, and this is the app that Elizabeth was talking about, and it's called Libby, Libby. So that's an app that's available on Android and it's available on iOS. And so you just download the app onto your device and then you set up your account. And what do you need to set up your account? You need your library card number. So you need to make sure that you've gone into the library and you've become a patron of the library and get the physical card that has the whatever 22-digit long number.
Very long.
and that's where the dictate is very handy, that Betty was talking about, because you can just dictate that number in versus you're switching from letters to numbers and going double tapping 22 digits. And so anyways, you just set up your app just like you do most other apps. It'll ask you to create an account, and
It's 12 o'clock.
Sorry, Bob.
you can give it a separate username and password. Now, you generally don't need to go back. It seems like it knows me whenever I've used the app. I don't have to put that information back in. If I exit out of Libby and a few days later I want to go in and listen to something, it knows me, so you don't have to put that in each time. Now, I just want to go off to the side here for just a second. So if people have had other audiobook applications, such as Audible, like from Amazon, if you're used to using the Audible app and how you can listen to books on Audible, and there you're paying, for the books, well, you're buying credits, and then the credits go to purchase the books. You can so the Libby player is very similar to that, or I use a service called Libro FM.fm, Libro.fm, and I prefer that over the Audible app. It works exactly the same as the Audible app, virtually has all the same books. The difference is the Libro is tied to local independent bookstores, and their whole thing is trying to keep the independent bookstores open and in business. And so they get a percentage. So you go in and set up your account and you pick a local bookstore that you want to receive, your percentage of your book sales or book purchases. And so I really recommend Libro. It costs the same as Audible, and rather than giving Jeff Bezos, more money.
Do you get to keep your books?
Yes.
Different than the city library, because you only
Yes.
have 2 weeks. 2
Yes.
weeks is it is to listen to
21 days.
21 days.
Yeah. So you do get to keep your books. The Supreme Court actually ruled this just a few years ago that because Audible used to prevent you from being able to share your book with someone, and the courts came out and said, hey, wait a minute. If I go in there and I buy a book and I'm on vacation and I hand the book to my friend for my friend to read the book that I just enjoyed, how is giving them the digital book any different than that? Sure. So the Supreme Court ruled when you pay for it, you own it and can do what you want with it, just like you can do that with the paperback or hardback. Now, with the library, it's basically the same thing as a library book. You go in and you check out a library book, but you have to return that library book because you didn't buy it. You borrowed it from the library, so they own it, not us. So there you check out books for 21 days on their app. If you don't turn it back in, it'll automatically time out and you'll lose it. So anyways, you download the Libby app, set up your account, and then you can search. It's very easy. It's just like the Audible or Libro or the iBooks app, where you can go in and search for books. One thing to note about the library is your library card and the books that you have access to are tied to the consortium or the group of libraries that are part of that group. And so it if you're listening to like a book that it maybe has 25 books in the series and it's an older series of books and you want to go back and listen to books from 1990 whatever, you can't find those at the library generally, and you probably won't find them at Bard. You'll find the latest titles on Bard, but if you want to find the older ones, you got to go to your library. And not all libraries carry the same books. And so I also have an account with the Santa Clara County library system. You just go to Campbell and it was $5 to get a library card over there. And so I have access to all of the books that they have access to. So you can belong, and San Francisco, that's another one I belong to because they have probably one of the largest collection of audiobooks available.
Huge. Yeah.
So you do want to look around and potentially get library cards from other libraries, and all of those use the same Libby app, but you have to use the different library cards to be able to access those particular books. But you search it just like you do any other book. You can create a wish list. They actually call it something different than a wish list. You go on they have a wait list as well.
Yeah.
One of the things with the library, they only, just like the hard copies in the library, they only purchase so many digital copies of a book. And generally it's like 6 or 8 copies of a book. And so if 8 people have checked out that book, then it's not available for you to download.
Right.
And it'll show you that it's currently available or it's available on the wait list. And it'll tell you that the wait list is currently 14 days, 90 days, 6 months, whatever. So if you're looking to read the most popular current books, the library is not the best source for that. Now, if you don't want to pay for books and you're willing to wait, then the library is great. But if you want the most current release, first I would recommend Bard, but then after that I would do, one of the paid subscription services, Libro or Audible, or there's a couple others out there. But their player works just the same as the Bard player. So if you're familiar with the Bard app on your phone, or any of the other ones, the Libby player works the exact same way, where you can listen to a book, you can pause a book, you can put a bookmark in, and your account at the library keeps track, just like your account with Bard or the other services. So you can always go back and look at all the books that you've listened to in the past. And it's not immediately available there for you to read again because you'll have to see if it's available and download it again or wait for the book.
Yeah.
But it's very I'll say it's very easy to navigate. It's very accessible. There are a couple of places where you kind of get stuck, and it's a little hard to back out of, but that is very rare that happens. And in a couple of places, it'll just say button, 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 and it doesn't tell you what it does. But they've really have improved their app. They didn't used to have the app. It used to be just like the original Bard and the original Audible, where you would download the book on your computer and then transfer those files from the computer to whatever audio player you wanted to listen to them on. There's another service that used to be connected with the library, but I was speaking with the library yesterday, and they said they're no longer affiliated with them, but there's still another free service, and it's Hoopla, Hoopla. And that works the same way as Libby. I have to confess that I messed up on my Hoopla account, and I'm like in no man's land because I put in I mistyped my email address,
Oh, no.
and in order to get into your account, you can only get in with your email address.
Oh, no.
And so the potential solution is I got to get a new library card and start all over it again.
Can help you fix that problem.
They are working on it. They've tried to help me. They have a very good technical support department at the library. But they are trying to get my
There's a way that they can
account reset.
Yeah,
So
they can fix that for you.
but again, talking to the local library, the people are fantastic. I'm so grateful for our library system that we have here in the county.
Hey, I also wanted to mention that BARD, you can also call it Talking Book Library, and if you have any problems navigating through the website and stuff like that, your librarian can walk you through the steps and help you get through it on your phone, on your computer, on your tablet. They will help you. You just gotta make a phone call. Sometimes you can get through, but if you can't, you don't have to specifically go to your assigned librarian. You know how they give you with your last name, right? So you can actually talk to somebody that's just available, and whatever you need, they will even send you to your email the steps of how to get through your questions when you have certain problems with your Victor stream, or wanting to know how to troubleshoot, or download your books, how to find them on your Victor streams, and also with anything that has to do with NLS BARD, you can call the library, Talking Book Library, and they will tell you step by step, and they'll send you an email.
I'm glad you brought that up. They are a great source of help.
Yes, they are.
And back in the days when you used to get cartridges from them, where they would mail them to you, and they actually had to package up your orders and send them out, and you got to know your librarian, or your librarian got to know you, and they would actually make book recommendations to you based on what you've been reading. So
Don't they still do that with the readers that they send to people if they don't have an iPhone or whatever?
Yes.
Readers?
Yeah, they still send the cartridges.
No. The brand new ones are Wi-Fi.
Oh,
I still got the cartridges.
Yeah, I have the cartridges too.
I still get them too.
If you have your old player, you can still get cartridges, but if you switch to the new player,
there's a new player.
Yeah,
I still get the cartridges.
There's on the cartridge player, there should be a USB port on the right-hand side of the player that you can plug a USB stick into. So however, off your computer, you get the books onto you
can read it on
your disc, you can plug that into the side of the old. It's right.
I think it's on the right side.
Yeah, the right side.
Yeah,
it is.
Bob, I had a question in regards to the Libby app. Again, is that also on iOS?
Libby is available on iOS or
and then,
Android.
And then, do you know if you could still request the book to be purchased through the library?
Yes, they actually have a place on the app itself, or whether you speak in person with the library or communicate with them with email. There's a committee that meets every week to determine what books they're going to purchase, and that's kind of based on input from the public as well. So if they find out that you have an interest in a particular book and it's not something that they've normally carried, they'll go and generally get it for you. I have had them go and add books to the collection that I've asked for. So yes, that's a very good point that you brought that out.
Okay, I was wondering because I know several years ago I got the Watsonville Public Library to purchase Braille books for children so that I could read them to my. So that was great, and I also convinced them to buy some James Patterson books.
Yeah, I love that.
Now, that's a good point that you brought that up. The Watsonville Library, I believe they still are. Last time I checked, they're still an independent library. They are not part of the county library system. So you need a separate library card for Watsonville.
Mm-hmm.
And they're great down there. That's the most beautiful library, I think.
I love that library.
It's fantastic.
There's some construction on it.
I'm sorry?
They're doing some construction.
Oh,
on it.
reconstruction? Okay.
Yeah, they're expanding it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So does anybody have any other questions about the library?
I have a question. For the Libby, when you download the book.
Bye.
When you download
Congratulations too.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Okay, TTYL, ta-ta, guys. Like the movie says, ta-ta, baby doll.
It's 12:15.
Sorry.
So the Libby app, you said it works like Bard, but when you get a book, you can only read those books through Libby. You can't use another application or reader per se.
If
I don't know
you
if the question makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. So on the app, if you're using the actual app, you can only listen to it through the app. Now, it's been a long time since I've downloaded a book from the library, but you used to be able to if you're searching the collection at the library, and it shows you what books are available in hard print and whether they're available in audio. They had a little icon that showed you whether you could download the book. And I used to do that all the time. I would download them to an MP3 player. And so you used to be able to do that. I'm hoping you still can. I don't know if you can still download books, but you would do that from their website, not the player. Or not the app on
The app. Oh yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah. Oh, from the website.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're downloading a book to the app, to my knowledge, you can only listen to it right there on your
Yeah, like Bard. I'm guessing you know how like
Yes.
Bard books. It only works with Bard allowed.
Oh, I
devices
see what
to-
you're saying.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
no,
is
no,
it the
the-
same or is it-
No, the books you can listen to on any. Well, again, it used to be when you could download the books, you could listen to them on any device.
Any-
It wasn't a proprietary player that you had to listen to them on. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And again, they were sued and
Yeah, 'cause, like if you get the book, it's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I paid money for it. Yeah.
Right.
Wonder how that works with Audible since.
Audible is now the same. You own the book from Audible. You don't have it. You'll get it as an MP3 file from Audible. So you can.
Oh, you do? That's good to know. I didn't know that. I thought they had their own file. Like
No.
Libby, you have
A-
to use this. You know.
After they lost the lawsuit, they provide the books in MP3 format.
That's great to know.
I'm gonna look for a website to pirate.
So if you have a book from Audible, you can share that with someone else. How?
Yeah, I mean,
You-
the
you-
legality. Can you?
You could, because it's no different than, like I said, handing the book to your next door neighbor, or you're sharing it with whoever. You have that file on your computer, and so you could attach that file. You'd have to compress it to be able to send it to someone, or you could put it on a USB drive and give it to someone. So yes, it's an MP3 file that you get
But
from
you can't
Audible.
send it via message or email. You can't download it.
No, you can't. You couldn't give them the download link. Is that what you're
Yeah,
asking?
I guess.
Yeah, you have to give them the physical file that you downloading.
Download.
Oh, okay.
Do you know if that's true for Spotify as well?
Yeah, Spotify is another.
It's
Yeah.
a streaming service.
Yeah, I don't know about
Okay.
Spotify.
That one's a little different because it's a streaming services versus like you purchase it. You don't actually purchase the
Yes,
song.
yeah, with Spotify, yeah, you don't really purchase the music.
No, and
But
you-
they have
have
Audible
audiobooks.
books.
They
Yeah.
do, but you only have so much time to
Yeah, it's the same
to
thing.
allow you to
Yeah,
read
you
it.
have that, yeah, you just, yeah, you're not, yeah, you can just play them, you can't
Right.
buy them per se. They're free, yes.
They're free.
With your subscription.
Yeah,
With your
subscription.
subscription.
I'm glad you brought that up because that is another source that's available to us.
That's
It's the
right.
Spotify
Yeah, didn't think about it. Yeah.
and Apple.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the Apple books
Oh,
and
okay.
also the Kindle too. I have a Kindle app, and if you're signed up with Kindle, they actually every month send you a list of free books. And also quite often, not every time, but if you get one of their books, then it ties in with Audible with sometimes, and you can get Audible for really cheap, which is better because the Kindle is the digital voice or your computer. I mean, I listen on my phone, so it's my iPhone voice. And the same with Apple. They have audiobooks, the iPhone, the iBooks. And it's on an app. Actually, it's on everybody's phone.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you brought up the Kindle because, like you said, you can download the Kindle app to
Yeah,
both Android and iOS,
yeah,
or you could have the Kindle player, the pad,
right.
and again, the books play across all of those, or they play on your speakers, smart speakers.
Yeah.
And Patty, do you know, did Bard ever finally get set up on the smart speakers?
I just got one notification about it and I tried to talk to the A lady about it and wasn't getting any satisfaction. But it wasn't A plus, it's just the old A.
Right.
I haven't gone to plus yet. So no, I guess I don't have good information one way or the other, sorry.
With Kindle and the iBooks too, if you buy a book from them, if it's not free and you buy a book from them, there's all different prices, all the way from $5 to, $15. And but it goes into your library in that app. So it never goes away. So you buy it, you have it for
Well, you own it, right?
you own it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah.
Am I understanding that there is free books though?
Yes,
You
you get so many per month.
Month. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, it's only select.
I've never
Kindle.
actually used it, so that's great.
Yeah.
So it's
I've used it several times for cookbooks and stuff
Yeah.
because it's easier. You can actually just go, one line and it says whatever, blah, 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 and then go do that thing and then come back and hit swipe for the next line. And so it's kind of easier if you're going to do recipes and stuff like that.
And do you happen to know if you can listen to the books on the HomePod?
On with the iBooks, with the
Yeah,
iBook.
with the iBook.
Yeah, I would imagine so because
Yeah,
Apple
I would think
crosses
so,
over
yes.
everything.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
That's figured.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have Google and I have Alexa. I don't have the iPhone.
Bye, thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Terry.
Bye, Terry.
Okay, thank you. That was helpful.
There was another one I know what it was, Voice Dream Reader. That's another one that it's an app that you used to have to pay for when you bought it. You had to buy it, but now it's free because they had a lot of complaints about having to buy it. And with that one, I don't know if you still can or not, but if you download like a Bookshare book, you could share it and put it in your what did I just say? The
Voyager Reader.
what?
You said Voyager Reader Vision
Via-
Center.
Huh? Oh my gosh.
Voice stream
Reader.
Voice stream
Bob.
reader.
And so with the voice dream reader, you can put articles in there, you can put all kinds of stuff. Often when you a file on the, that you want to transfer somewhere, and when you hit the share button in that file, sometimes voice dream reader will be one that you can double tap on and it'll go into voice dream reader. And it also has the digital reading, but they have really a lot of voices to choose from.
Yeah. Mhm.
So,
One
yeah.
question I have about that. So,
Sammy.
Voice Stream Reader was developed by, what was it, guy Patty Chan or Chen? Or
Yeah, I want to say Kevin Wong.
Walter, you're right.
Walter.
Anyways, he
Yeah.
was a really nice guy. Just one gentleman by himself developed all three of those voice stream apps, and he sold his company to, I believe, the current owners of it. And so one of the things that he had, the original guy, is you could spend like $5.99 a year, $5.99 a year, for his app, or you could get a lifetime subscription for $30 or whatever it was. And a lot of us jumped on the bandwagon and bought that lifetime subscription. When the new company bought them, they said, whoa, 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 we're not honoring these lifetime subscriptions any longer. And that's where the uproar came.
Yeah.
And they agreed. Now, my question is, did they only allow those of us with lifetime subscriptions to stay? And if you're a new person, you pay the subscription service fee. Do you know that?
I think that what I heard yesterday, and it could be wrong, I often am, but I think you don't have to pay for it at all anymore.
Great.
That they had such a stink from all the people that they
had it.
Yeah, that they took you don't have to pay. So, yeah.
Very good.
And is this an app? Or?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They have voice stream reader, voice stream writer,
Voice stream scanner.
voice stream scanner. Those are the three different ones.
And they're really good. Their scanner was the best. I mean, they were great at reading books to you. They had one of the best OCR engines, I guess, available out there. You used to be able to point your camera. It was kind of similar to Microsoft.
Yeah. Seeing AI.
Seeing AI, thank you. Seeing AI, where you would just point your camera at text and it would begin reading the text, and then see.
Yeah, and the KNFB reader was another one that was, pretty good, but I mean, I don't even know if it still exists.
I don't think it does.
Because it was $100 for that app.
Yeah.
But it was the very best. But boy, technology is just, leapfrogged over all of these things. Yeah.
So is there any questions or anybody have something to add to all the different areas that we went over for where we can listen to audiobooks?
Yeah, do you have other sources?
Other sources, yeah.
I will add, for Spotify, you don't need an account to purchase the audiobooks. I just transferred over to Tidal to listen to my music, just because there's a lot of things with Spotify I don't agree with morally, like with their artists and all of that. So if you feel kind of mixed supporting Spotify but still want the audiobooks, you could just purchase an audiobook and not have the kind of monthly premium account.
I do have the monthly premium account, but I wanted to be able to go listen to the audiobooks, but I never was successful in being able to download it, or I never was successful with it.
Yeah, there's some audiobooks that come with the premium account, and you get up to 15 hours of the audiobook, which is really not a lot of time for audiobooks.
Yeah.
And so if you go over it, yes. If you go over it, then you have to pay an additional fee for that. And then some audiobooks, it isn't included in the premium, so you have to purchase it. So they send like a link to your email, and then you have to pay for it that way, and then you get another link in your email to finally to get it activated. So it's like a
doesn't
multi-step.
sound very easy.
No, it's not accessible at all.
There's also one more way, if you guys don't care about ethical, but I do it because I'm not gonna pay $200 for a textbook. But there's websites out there that will give you either the full audiobook or the ebook. You just gotta find them and know what you're doing and downloading. Just be aware, like I said. But if you do it like that, I do it like that because I like to keep my things. So I have like a folder full of books, and another folder, I like to have the book, the physical copy, I like having it. So I have like a USB drive full of books. And like I said, I'm not gonna say what website or whatever, but there is stuff out there, and if you know the internet and know how to get around, you can pretty much find anything there.
And just another another source of audio material that I just want to put out there real quick is NFB. If you become a member of the National Federation of the Blind, they have their NFB news line, where you can get for free virtually every daily newspaper across the country and across the world,
and magazines,
and magazines.
Yeah,
And you can read them on your Victor Reader. Womp womp.
we'll talk about that in February.
Or on your phone, or on your computer. A California membership is
It's 12:30.
Has anyone used Easy Reader? Dolphin Easy Reader?
Oh yeah,
that's an old one.
Someone was telling me about it the other day, but I don't know much about it other than it worked. It's an app that I guess is like integrated to the library system somehow.
To our local libraries or the
maybe?
in a
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I've never used it.
It'd be good to find out.
And it is an older one. I don't even know if they are still doing.
Yeah, they used to have the scanner system where you would scan. I mean, that's where they started. It was OCR.
Yeah, it's still around.
I mean, theoretically, for JAWS users, if you have the book and you have a scanner, you can do it all manually too.
Yes.
That's another option,
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up. Something that I do at home, because I have a lot of older books or books that I can't get audio. So I have a little stand, like a little articulating arm stand that will hold my iPhone or an iPad, but I put my iPhone in there, and I use Seeing AI, and I'll put the book down on the tabletop, and I have the camera above it, and it's focused facing it. And when I click on the camera button, it immediately begins reading me the book that's open, and it knows, that there's two facing pages there. So it'll read the left-hand page, and then it'll jump over and read the right-hand page. And then you flip the page and hit the button again, and it'll read. So if you have hardback book publications of any kind, the Seeing AI app is wonderful at.
And you put it on document read?
Document or text, which
they no longer have the systems. You used to be able to switch between those.
Yeah.
And now it only comes up in.
Oh, does that automatically?
It does, yes. I forget which one it comes up in. But yes, there's only one on there now, and it automatically begins to read.
I do know they used to have different channels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the channels.
I do
See,
too.
they did it again. No.
But yeah, thank you for mentioning that. That's a good way of.
Yeah, I like Seeing AI. I use it a lot.
And don't hesitate to do well, especially now with AI being able to help search the internet for audio materials.
Yes.
Like
GPT, ask them anything.
I used to have the pleasure of reading woodworker magazines, and there was a number of publications that would come out every month. Pick it up at the grocery store. But I wanted to see if those were available in an audio format. And so I just kept Googling for that. And I happened to run across a site It's called Woodworking for the Blind, I became a member of. And they have this great backlog of woodworking
Fantastic.
magazines that they've got all in a Audible format. And so you might be interested in knitting or I don't know, whatever.
Right.
So just search the internet for audiophiles, audiobooks, and you might be surprised at what you can find out there.
Good old YouTube.
YouTube, yes.
Yeah.
That's another
Yeah.
thing.
Sometimes I play a book that's free on YouTube for my kids.
Yeah, YouTube has a lot of stuff.
Sorry to interrupt, I just want to let you know, Peter just joined,
Okay.
so he just.
Hey, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
So yeah, YouTube is good. We have a friend that joins our
Okay.
book club from the Bahamas, and they don't have Bard, so we try to make sure that it's available on YouTube as well.
Wait, it's part. It's the US thing, huh?
Mm-hmm. Bard is available.
And a few years ago, in fact, Patty might be able to put more clarification on this. Bard joined with an international group.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah,
now
good.
books from all over the world are now available.
Right.
Do you know any more about that, Patrice?
It's called not Marrakesh. It's the Marrakesh sort of treaty that happened so that books internationally are available, to us here, and I maybe vice versa. It could be. And again, there's always you can always choose the language, of course. So that's all I really know. And if you go and search, it's funny, if you go and search on books, the Bard system on your computer, that is one of the tabs that's available to you. So it's there. If you want it, you can find it.
I'm not sure if Evie was going to go there, but if you don't mind me jumping in real quick, we're searching for ideas for future tips and tricks. So if anybody has any ideas or questions about things you'd like to learn or know about, we're putting together the catalog or the list for this coming year.
Yeah.
I was thinking that it would be good to have one like at the end of the year to sort of have everyone go around and share 2 tips and tricks that they've learned through the year, not specifically to any subject, almost like summarizing,
Yeah.
or like even tips and tricks that they already knew and they, really like using.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea. I like it. It's just like looking back at the year, and it reminds us because look at we all we suddenly realize, wow, we should, as a group, go through the Bard app on the phone and figure it out better.
And we have another one we can put on our list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And Bevy, I'm sorry, I still have that list. I'll send it to you. I was just telling Bob
You
yesterday.
can add this one to it.
I'm so mental right now with there's a bunch of other stuff going on at Vista that I'm like, oh, that's right. Wow, I was at a meeting and everybody called me Patty for a while. I feel like a real person. So anyway, I'm chair of the board for those of you who don't know, and so there's stuff going on at various levels at Vista Center. So anyway, enough said. I'm so happy to be here and just be Patty for a while. It's great. Yeah, thank you.
Melanie, we also had the idea that maybe at our little meeting we had that maybe when you do the intakes, you could ask the new people coming in of what they might like to hear about in our tips and tricks.
Yeah, definitely.
And perhaps you could share the list of all the topics that we've already covered.
Yeah.
And you could show them these are typical things that we've gone through. Are there any of these subjects that you would be interested in? And then we would repeat them because we recognize, we all had the tips and tricks and taught each other, but there's lots of new people coming in all the time. And
Yeah.
so we should be able to provide that information to the new folks as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then I was telling Sophia, or not telling her, but asking her, earlier when I first got here about, it's been mentioned a few times now to me that people are interested in being on a volunteer list for mentors for the new people coming in.
Yeah, I love that idea.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
Is that a list somebody's already created
No.
or okay.
That's, yeah, because you'd be the one that would be meeting with them. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a few people that you know who are interested? Maybe I can
Yeah, I'm one.
make I can start making
Perla's one.
Perla.
I'm one, Patrice.
Patty is, yeah.
Patty's good.
I'm one subject matter specific.
Specific, yeah. Me, yeah.
Perfect.
One thing that I think that we can also do, Melanie, just as a FYI, is we have like little tiny subjects that we could group as a whole. Like one of them was how the heck do I know what color goes with what color, and if these things look good. And I, as I said, AI is not necessarily going to be your best friend on this. So we're just talking about, finding trusted sources, just the things that we who are used to being blind or low vision, we have these sort of systems, and those are the sorts of things that, kind of taking the mystery out of what the heck am I going to do, into, oh, here, you can do it like this or this. So we've got, 4 or 5 of those, or, how the heck am I going to cut my meat in the restaurant? Those sorts of things that,
Right.
we have some different solutions for. So I'll also share those.
We also talked about, on one of the Patty and I did, is a possibility for one of the tips and tricks is first of all, we start with it because there's a few things to cover. But first of all, you start in your own home, and now all of a sudden, this is your own home, and you know it's your own home, but where in the heck am I? And with people with some sight, they probably don't have this issue, but I know when I could see, I didn't. But now that happens.
Yeah.
And one person that Patty was telling me about asks her AI, what time is it or whatever, and that gives her a focus of where she is.
Orientation.
And then to even take that, now leave the house and go outside, and how you orient it yourself of knowing where you are, and then ending it with teaching the blind people how to teach sighted people sighted guide. So that anybody that they're with, they don't have to go along with what the sighted person wants to do. If it doesn't
Especially, Bobby, like we were saying, especially if you're newly blinded and you go to the dentist office and they don't know what to do, and you maybe don't know what to do, you find yourself being pulled or pushed,
Right.
it's just great to have that training and say, give me an elbow,
Right. Yeah.
but
Because
that's
how would they know if nobody told them?
exactly. And that's what I think tips and tricks is all about.
Mm-hmm.
That we have tips and tricks, and look, I learned 4 or 5 new ones today, so it's fantastic. It's a fantastic idea, Betty. Congrats.
Thanks.
I know you have to be a lot more forward, because you go to places, I go to the eye doctors, and they have all these little signs around that if you can't read them, and this is the eye doctor's office,
Yeah.
are treating you, and they're not set up for visually impaired.
That's right.
Yeah.
They give you this little card with your appointment date,
Yeah.
and I go in and I tell them to put it on a big sheet of paper out of the copy machine and use a Sharpie.
Yeah.
That you're going out, you're trying to train people all the time
Mm-hmm.
to help you. And I mean, where I live, I think I get around, and a lot of people don't know I have a vision problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been there so long, and I can see enough to get up and down the halls, and I put everybody, you put stuff in a certain place, and if somebody touches it, you try not to get upset with them, but it's like every time you meet somebody, if they're going to help you, it's like you have to start
Yeah.
from ground one and, you know,
Right.
how to deal with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing you said too, Peter, I think it's really important that we remember to be kind about it, you know, because they don't know. Sighted people think they're being helpful when they're really not.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand Peter's frustration with the doctor's office.
Yeah,
Especially,
yeah.
you know, a vision
Not
professional that
Yeah.
their staff haven't been
Yeah.
trained. That's it. All
I
right.
know it's sometimes it's shocking, you know, you're under stress anyway, let's face it, you know, and then they don't know what they're doing. You think you of all people should know, you know, but yeah,
I
you have to
did
stow it
that in
and
my eye doctor's office too, and
Mhm.
she the first time this one person worked with me grabbed a hold of my arm to move. I
Yeah.
went, oh no, I'm not moving that way. Let me show you how to guide a blind person. So
Exactly.
I did the whole thing, and even going through the doorway and doing that. So
Mhm.
it did only took we did this the whole time she was taking me, so I wasn't taking any of her time, but now she knows how to lead a blind person.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
And I know if
Yeah.
you go into places, people want help, like they say, oh, go down there, and you know they're moving their hands.
exactly, or if it's over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Famous last words, yeah.
Over there. It's over there.
Yeah.
Sometimes when my daughter hears someone in public say to me, "It's over there," she's like, "Don't they understand that that means nothing to you?" I'm like, exactly.
My mother used to say that to me all the time, and I just would go, "Yep."
It's 12:45.
Or you go in and you go into line and there's a sign say, wait here. I mean, you go in a place to know there's stuff around, and
Right.
then somebody says, next, or I'll help you.
Yeah,
Well, you gotta keep talking if you want me to get to the right spot.
that's right.
Right.
And are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
the next person that you're asking for?
Yeah,
Something
and
that Roberto, both him and I have noticed with our vision gradually losing it, is that we also experience what you said, Bevy, where we'll be in the room sitting down for a while and then we get up and we're like, wait, hold on, where are we at?
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
like even in our own home,
Exactly.
like
exactly.
we'll run into the wall and we're like, I knew the wall was there. I just didn't know it was there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Patty and I were talking too of how, sorry, Bob.
No, that's okay.
I have to think every single second when I'm walking from point A to point B, and if I space out, bam.
The other day, Roberto went to go get laps done, and they took him in, and they turned him one way and then the other, and he sat down and started conversating, and it took 5 minutes of him being in there to be like, wait, how do I get back out again?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and one of the things that I have found, losing my vision and having less and less all the time, that you'll get up, or you're in a room, and because you have a little bit of vision and you
Get
see
vertigo.
and you see something and you think you know what that is or where you
Exactly.
are,
But you
because
don't.
you're expecting that, and it's like, wait a minute, I'm
Right.
not there. And so
Yeah.
I like that speaker idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works
asking
really
the
well.
smart
I thought it was
speaker.
brilliant, you know, or
Yeah.
sometimes it reminds me of like in the Midwest where people leave their TV on all day. But, you know, if you leave your TV on very quietly, then again, you know, or leave music on, or even rain sounds on your speaker, anything, it can really help. And,
Yeah.
you know, Bob,
Sensory.
that whole thing is so RP, retinitis pigmentosa. You know,
Yeah.
you really do think you can see when you can't, you know, until you realize, oops.
Well, and it can get embarrassing at times with folks when I'll think I see something. Oh, what's that truck over there? Whatever. And it's like, huh? That's a tree.
Tree truck, it's a T word.
There was a couple of times when I had the partial vision that it was like, oh my gosh, look at that beautiful moon, Bev. That's a street light. Well, I'm gonna call it a moon.
And it's bright tonight, by golly.
That's you know, where you're like, wow, it's really beautiful. Look at the moon, and I'm like, oh. The moon's on the
other side.
They're like, maybe you should slow down on the drinks. I'm like, I haven't even started.
I have trouble, people, when people want to drive you somewhere. I have about a 20-minute to half an hour spiel that I want to go through. And when you talk to them about stopping at red lights and the stop signs and, the 1 second rule, the 2 second rule, and, they race to get to an orange light. I've had people scream at me, I've been driving since I've been 16, I know what I'm doing. I'm not gonna ride with you if you don't pay attention to what I'm asking, because, I've been almost, when I could see and drive, I've been almost hit so many times. I sort of have this, I wanna train the person how to drive with me in the car. If I'm not in the car, I don't care how they drive. But, some of them are basic in the way people drive. Everybody's rushing around. It's so easy to get into an accident if you wait a second and don't rush. And, there's a bunch that I, go around and tell them, when you need to look at your car before you get in from 360 degrees. When you come out to the car, is you need to go around and look and make sure you don't have any flat tires, no leaks, no broken glass.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, just so you don't pull away and find out something's wrong with your car, along with, how to drive and not, get up to bumper, that you need to leave space to get out if something happens. And, people don't, they've been driving and, they don't want to sit, they don't understand,
So you must not take very many Lyft or Uber rides.
Yeah, exactly. Good thing.
Now,
Yeah.
there's people I've driven with that I won't go out with anymore.
I know what you mean, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I hear you, Peter. It's true. And you get used to how someone drives if you're blind and they're sighted. Like I am used to how Peter, I know you know Eric, my husband, but I'm used to how he drives. I know, what he does, that he might brake a little late or this or that. I think I'm used to it. But if I didn't drive with him often, it would be scary. And so I think it's, good to make your needs known. But anyway, I think this communication stuff is so important. And I think if we can use tips and tricks to help people who are new to vision loss, so that it's not one more mystery that gives you one more point of stress, until you just find a chair and don't want to get out of it. We all know that one. So I think we could really, lift some of the stress off of some of our newer clients. And that gives me a great deal of joy thinking I could do that, because if you can't use all this crap we've learned to help somebody else,
Yeah.
what the heck? Let's at least get some mileage out of it. That's what I say.
Definitely.